It's early in the AM.
I thought those were islands. Well, I'm sure it's a
And I got the special concoction.
What was that show we watched?
That right there, ladies and gents, is the Heart Hatter special concoction. I'm a juice theme. I got the juice.
Concentration camp.
This is a remix.
So there's this guy who's living in
Just to get my jaws tingling and my mind awake.
He looked like the guy who was at the concentration camp working the
Shout out to my mom,
Yeah, real old
hooking me up with the orange Heart Hatter glasses.
So people did research, the
Whoa.
governments got involved, and they all said they
Today we are going to
Mount
Mount Zion. Mount Zion, here we come.
prosecuted today.
Strap up.
Nazi party.
Like
I'm just trolling. I'm pacing myself today.
Yeah, we're in the back pacing ourselves. Rise and shine. It's time to grind. Heart Hatter again. Day 3. Today we are at the top. We're going to Mount Zion. And I got the juice. It's my special concoction. Shout out to my mom for these dope glasses. Heart Hatter orange. That's what they call a Heart Hatter special. We got my brother out here, starting the day off nice. Good morning and Happy New Year. And so, oh yeah, it is a new year, so Happy New Year, everyone. These pockets right here are so big I can put my drink in there. Coffees, whatever one may please. This room is super special because what is behind me right now is a memorial for King David. So when you come into this room, you have to have your head covered with either a hat or a yarmulke to show respect to us. This is pretty cool to be in this room where they give respect to King David for the city of David. So they have not found the real burial site of him, but this is a memorial for him. So this is really cool. So this right here is something that everybody touches when they go into a holy spot, and it is in the Jewish Torah to put that up in every holy place for protection. So that was really interesting. Oh. If you look really, really closely, these are all bullet holes at the entrance of Zion. And this happened in the 6-Day War in the 60s, I believe. So what you guys see behind me is a replica of the old and the new city of Israel and Jerusalem. the time of Jesus and the time of now. So I'm gonna take you guys on a little closer look. Take these glasses off so y'all can see my pretty eyes. And kind of give you guys a history of what we've been learning and going through the past couple days, because it is awesome. It is so awesome. So here we go. So we'll start out right here, and this is where we kind of started off our whole journey of Israel, and I guess I would be standing right now on the Mount of Olives.
Yes.
So right here to our right would be the Garden of Gethsemane, where we walked down the valley into the Kidron Valley on Palm Sunday path. So this leads us up to the
And he would have walked through the Golden Gate right here
the
too.
main entrance into the city, which would be King Herod's palace at the time, where there was sacrifices being done right here, and his throne would be right here to our left with all the gold pillars. Coming down back this way, this is the old Jerusalem wall.
City David.
So right here, down here, we have the City of David. So this was the very first, there used to be none of this. David came and built his first city and surrounded it with the wall. And if you guys can see, there are three valleys that make up the Hebrew sign for God. So you have your Kidron Valley, you have your Central Valley, and you have your Geshem Valley to the left. And these three valleys at the base of King David's palace city is what creates the word God in Hebrew. So we keep going up, and David's son Solomon built this temple. And as we were at probably a couple seconds ago, we were at the Western Wall, which is on the other side to the left of this wall right here where the arch is. That is the arch that Lucas and I were at with the huge blocks of King Herod. And we continue on to go back up to see where Christ was judged and prosecuted. So he went up here, and all the people and the Jewish people had a choice whether they wanted Barabbas to be let go or Jesus to be let go, and the Jewish people chose Barabbas, the murderer. Jesus walked through the Antonio, that is called the Antonio Palace, the Antonio Gates. And this was where King Herod could stand and look over the whole city of Jerusalem and Israel. We continue to walk. Oh, lost a shoe. We continue to walk, and we pass by the pool of where Christ healed the blind. We pass by the pool where Christ also healed the crippled, and we come to what is now the New Jerusalem, the new Wall of Jerusalem. Quick spiel, I'm not the best at what I'm doing.
And I'll add again, this is all King Herod's. Solomon built it first. King Herod expanded it, Herod the Great.
So if you guys can see, like he just said,
But this is what
This
Christ
is
would have actually been seeing.
all new. This
So-
is the New Jerusalem walls. That is the old Jerusalem walls. That's where Christ would have been persecuted and hung on the cross at Golgotha. Right here is where he healed the cripple. So Christ walked from the Antonio, say castle, the Antonio towers, through the Damascus Gate, and all the way to the... We gotta go. See you, man. On to the Dead Sea Scrolls. On to the Dead Sea Scrolls. Let's see you bust out a jig real quick. Fortnite. On to the next one. On to the next one.
the bonding that takes place, obviously between ourselves and God, also the bonding with other people that we get to know on the trip. There's nothing like it.
Shucks. I guess I'm not allowed in there. Walking down, I don't know where we are. The street full of goods. Here we are. So here right behind me is a super sacred place for the Catholics. They believe that this is the area where Christ was buried, crucified, and also risen. This tomb right here represents the tomb of Christ, but so as you can see, we are walking at the strips. I say the strips because there's so much going on here, but the rocks change. And these are the rocks that the Romans laid down thousands of years ago. And you can just tell they're just huge and so worn down and smooth from all these, everybody walking on it, and then it goes right back to the regular old limestone. Oh my gosh. Looks like the cat from the other day. So the cat y'all just saw earlier on the vid, right when I turned this GoPro off, it completely latched onto my arm and I had to sling it. Luckily I had this gold and silver bracelet and its teeth got caught on it and not my skin. So I would have had to, I probably would have died from cat rabies or the cat itch or whatever it's called, the cat scratch disease. Whew. Ending the day off, about to grab some grub. It's 40 degrees here, but I'm sweating. We've walked, I think, like 15,000 steps today. Ooh, back is feeling it. It's feeling it. Can't wait to get me on a back stretcher, incline body stretcher, raise my body up about 2 inches. Rug City, Leather City, Jewel City, and then we got a mixture of everything. And then back to the roads of hectic. Just walked through the Lion's Gate, and we are walking down right now into the Pool of Bethesda. This right here is where Christ performed miracles such as healing the lame and healing the crippled. This is where the crippled would bathe. And in the chapter of John, in the book of John, I believe like chapter 5, it talks about how Christ came and healed a man that had been crippled for 38 years. And sometimes we're like, oh, we look at certain books, or I sometimes look at things just so specifically. And sometimes we have to step back from the box, step out of the box. And, we realize that Christ performed these miracles on certain days. Oh, gotta go. Okay, no, I don't. Back at it. But sometimes, we look at things. Man, it's gonna be a whole nother sermon. I'm gonna put that on hold. But right now, like I said, I just walked through the Lion's Gate. And here right behind me is the Pool of Bethesda, where Christ healed the crippled. Healed a man of 38 years of being crippled. Wow. Here we are. There's my twin bro. So now we are on the path. We just walked underneath the arch, which is behind me, and this is where Jesus started his walk with the cross. So he would have gone all the way down here, right on this path. He's the driver. Wow, this is just amazing to walk the whole street of where Christ had to carry this cross after so much. Take a quick breath.
Can I? Yeah. Deutsch, yeah. Thank you in Deutsch. Deutsch.
So here we are inside of the Antonia Fortress. Don't want to bump your head in here. This is when Jesus was then condemned and let Barabbas go. And Jesus was sentenced to death on the cross.
Do you too, Barabbas or Jesus who was called Christ? For he knew it was out of envy that they had handed Jesus over to him. While Pilate was sitting on the judge's seat, his wife sent him a message: "Don't have anything to do with that innocent man, for I have suffered a great deal today in his dreams for the king."
So behind me is a picture of Jesus Christ holding the cross. We just walked down the road of where he would have carried the cross. And right now we are in the basement, 30, 40 feet below regular level. And this thousands and thousands of years old Roman stone that they cut. And slaves had built this right here, and they believe that this right here is where Christ was probably condemned and sentenced to death. That sign right there just said, "Welcome to the Jewish quarters. We're back. We're back." Whoa. These are Herodian walls that were built during the time of King Herod, thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. So we're going down levels and levels and levels and levels, and we are 30 feet below the ground, looking at the walls of King Herod, the western walls of King Herod. So this right here behind me is what the Roman market would have looked like, which is pretty cool. It's open roads, columns. This is how the marketplace would have been. This is the Jewish headquarters, and as you can see, we're on 20th century ground, 2nd century ground. So as each one of these rocks, if they break or if they really crack and fall down, they fix it up with something new. So it's really cool. You're walking on 20th century ground, 2nd century ground, 1st century ground. This is awesome. The details, all in the details. These pictures represent what the Jewish market would have been like back in the day, with cattle and spices and all sorts of stuff for sale. So we're in a big wide open space, walking on 2nd century, walking on 20th century. We're just walking on a little bit of everything. Here we are at lunch with our view. We got the Dome on the Rock. We got the Wailing Wall, aka the Western Wall. We got ourselves some Israeli Coca-Colas and some sea bass. With a really cool view. We got the Garden of Gethsemane, Mount Mahia, Moriah, 3rd time's a charm. My back's killing me. This right here behind me is pure gold. It is $2.4 million worth of gold. Just sitting here, the golden menorah. So it's a little over 6 foot tall, and it must be heavy. Whew. Make a lot of rings out of that, baby. Out here in the middle of the city, I'm with my older sister, and people are wanting to interview us today. So we're about to get mic'd up. Jincy's about to get powdered up, but not really. And we're about to do an interview. Whoa.
Where is that a studio? Yeah, inside the Thank you.
Or just look him up. So here we are in the Garden Tomb. This is where they believe that Christ was risen and buried. Buried, then risen. So right here behind us is the tomb, which is just an amazing, this is so amazing. So this is believed to be the tomb where Christ was buried. This is amazing.
上面写了阿尔法和欧米伽，然后写了爱是源自就是基督耶稣，然后是阿尔法是欧米伽，是一个拜占庭时期的一个十字架，就是它是现在把它颜色加深，这个是以前有发现的。这个显示我这个耶稣基督的。
And on the third day, he rose again. Tis the season. Wow. And normally out here, they said that this place is just beyond packed. So to just walk into the tomb alone, by myself, with video, is pretty much unheard of. So we continue our journey through the garden tomb. Like I said, he was believed to be buried here and risen again on the third day. So this is amazing. This is amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, Christ died for your sins, you and I, because we are imperfectly perfect, and that is good enough. We are all imperfectly perfect, but you are one of one. There's nobody like you that ever was or ever will be. And that is why Christ died for us, so that we can live and so that we can just have hope in Christ alone. Remember, you're good enough.
Each time you see something.
As we continue through the garden, you know, I jumped from the tomb to actually Skull Hill, aka Golgotha.
So please come up, all of you. So I showed you a photo of the end of the 19th century. There's another photo also. To my right, but also to the
So
left.
right here behind us, or what I just showed you guys, right here is the place of the skull, also known as Golgotha, which is right here above the bus station. It's a bus station now. The Muslims own this area, and this is where they believe that Christ was crucified, on top of those rocks right there. They do know that people were stoned right here, and those of you who think that stoning was people throwing rocks at someone, it's not necessarily that. It's when they would push somebody off of a cliff, and the big stones that you guys have seen, it would push them off of the cliff and smush that human being. Pretty brutal. But we are about 200 meters away. We're about 200 meters away from the road to Damascus, which we were walking on earlier. And when they were doing some excavating and digging, they actually found a garden that was hidden underneath the ground. So as they kept digging and digging, they also found some tombs. So this is awesome.